The authority of. And find a message about the plane. Central, we need the bomb squad in ESU over King and... 9414, hold up. Five the message about the remote control plane. Jason Torres on the air. Central, I got a message on that plane. It's a big truck with a mural painted of an airplane diving into New York City and exploding. I don't know what's in the truck. The truck is in between 6th and 7th on King Street. Alright, Central, I'll send you in the bus right there for Westgate. With a mural painted airplane diving into New York, blowing up. Two men got out of the truck, ran away from it. We got those two under. That's good. You got those? Are you holding those two guys, Kate? We got them under. Let's get some music going here. Listen to that. Fucking beat the shit out of them. Right here. Alright, listen, you need any further on those two guys over there? You alright over there, Kate? We have both suspects under, Kay. We have the suspects who drove in the van exploded. We have both of them under, Kay. Let's get some help over here. Now, I'm sending you ESU there. I just want to make sure you and your guys are alright over there, Kay. That's all. What's the location of that, Kay? Put them up. You know, we have both transits driven that exploded. Resurrect.
Established connection now was seen as Deborah Fayrick. The reports we're getting now, 2 or 3 men arrested on the New Jersey Parkway. Deborah, can you hear me now?
Yes.
And at that point, we were taken for another round of questioning, this time related to our allegedly being members of Mossad. The fact of the matter is, we are coming from a country that experiences terror daily. Our purpose was to document the event.
The 5 Israelis were detained for 10 weeks and finally deported on immigration violations after the FBI cleared them of any involvement in 9/11.
This was an insane war that brought us low economically, morally. We went to war against a guy who had absolutely nothing to do with 9/11. It was a total pretext. It's inexplicable. And there you go to Cheney, there you go to Bush, there you go to the Jewish neocons who wanted to remake the world. Maybe I can say that because I'm Jewish.
There's talk of an aircraft being hijacked, of second explosions, of et cetera, et cetera. What, if there are signals you can read in that as an expert on all of this, what can you tell us about that?
Well, it shows that, you know, in the last couple of years, and I just got off of the embassy bombing trial, I was involved in that, and I've seen a picture painted of Osama bin Laden, not to say that he's involved in this necessarily, but of his network and his ability to try to do damage to the United States. And over the last couple of years...
Given what has been going on around the world, some of the key suspects come to mind. Osama bin Laden.
Indicators do seem to point to Osama bin Laden being responsible for this attack. That they're looking at.
And now we're being bombarded with messages that Osama bin Laden is planning to attack the United States of America and Israel. And I'm telling you, be prepared for a major attack. But it won't be Osama bin Laden. It will be those behind the New World Order who once again want to take the guns and the freedom away from the American people, because we're ordered from CNN and his little camera crew got in to Osama bin Laden's secret hideout and conducted an interview. If you don't believe me, tune into CNN. They're probably running it right now as I'm speaking. And if you believe it, you are one of the stupidest jerks that ever lived on the face of this earth. And whatever is going to happen that they're going to blame on Osama bin Laden, don't you even believe it.
There was this grand conspiracy of the neocons, and you said Jewish neocons, that they somehow went to war on a pretext for the state of Israel.
It raises a suspicion of a cover-up by the CIA of activities that they're not proud of activities they think the public ought not to know about.
question 911 was to be labeled an anti-Semite. Even more bizarre, those who questioned the tragedy were equated with Holocaust deniers, and I wondered why. By demanding an independent investigation of what happened on September 11th, I became a political pariah. I was vilified in the press, and the noose tightened around my district. The pro-Israel lobby found someone to run against me, gave her over $1 million for her campaign, and then managed to make the election turn out the wrong way.
The only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
Ask you first, if I may, for a reaction to what has taken place here.
Our heart is with America.
You have been privy to some of the most detailed intelligence reports there are out there. Are you surprised by the sophistication that must have been at play to carry out these attacks? I hope you'll answer this. Let me ask it anyway. Did the government of Israel have any intelligence prior, any indications prior that something like this might happen? The logical follow-up, which is, since the attacks themselves, has Israeli intelligence picked up any information that suggests who might be involved in this? In your mind that the root of this attack on the United States today, the root of it took place in the Middle East, that the events in the Middle East, the organizations in the Middle East, do you believe that to be the case? Levin, thank you, sir, for joining us.
I'm pointing the camera this way, and I see the American airline plane. It was that close that I could see the logo on its tail fin.
Did they actually use the word brought down, and who was it that was telling you this?
The fire department. And they did use the word, we're going to have to bring it down. And we backed off a little bit to Pace University. There was another panic around 4 o'clock because they were bringing the building down. And people seemed to know this ahead of time, so people were panicking again and running. I went like that because they told us Building 7 was coming down. I do believe that they brought Building 7 down.
Not because of Amy Goodman at Democracy Now!, who refused to cover my story. She apparently told my companion, J.B. Fields, that maybe it was for the best. Maybe it's for... He broke down in tears. He was a big old warrior, not a warrior. He was a Navy guy. He was a military guy. And he broke down in tears on the telephone, the prison phone system, when he told me that Amy Goodman refused to cover my story because she thought that, she told him that, quote, maybe it's for the best. I mean, I would never listen to Amy Goodman again. I would never trust her. Democracy Now! Change the name.